Hello everybody. So this is part two where we'll be creating the intermediate certificate authority. And we'll go ahead and start by creating the intermediate pair, which is the root key, the intermediate key and intermediate certificate along with the intermediate certificate signing request. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and make this directory. So make dir intermediate. Okay, it's there. Let's go ahead and change directory. Make dir cert CRL CSR new certs private change mod 700 private create the index file. Okay, looks good. Now we want to do this as well. Add a CRL number file to the intermediate CA directory tree. CRL number is used to keep track of the certificate revocation lists. So, yep, echo 1000 root CA. Okay, you can see we have a new file. Alright, so now what we need to do is create the intermediate configuration. So this is very similar to the previous one that we created. The only difference is this section here where we specify our directory. So let's go back. So I'm intermediate, I need to create that file. Let's go ahead and verify that we have the intermediate directory instead of the root. Yep, that looks good. So I will write and quit, change mod. Do I have to? Doesn't look like I need to change mod here, so let's continue. Create the intermediate key. Let's go step out of intermediate. Now we are in the CA directory. So OpenSSL gen RSA AES 256 out. Intermediate key.pem for 96 bits. And remember your password. Okay. Finally, we will need to create a certificate signing request. And we're going to be using the intermediate key to do that. So we are in the right directory. Let's go ahead and do this. Let me just clear up some space. OpenSSL config intermediate OpenSSL config new SHA-256 key will be our intermediate key. Intermediate private. Okay, and now what we need to do is create our certificate signing request. Intermediate CSR intermediate csr.pem. Okay, so this part's important. The common name must be different. So let's go ahead and use the values that they are specifying. Alice Limited Certificate Authority common name. Now this is different than our previous. Now, now we're creating the intermediate certificate. So we'll use the root certificate authority with the extension v3 intermediate CA to sign the intermediate CSR. Intermediate certificate should be valid for a shorter period of time than the root certificate. And if you remember, we specified, I believe, 20 years. So we're going to use 10 here. Okay, I'm in the correct directory. Let me verify. That looks good. Okay, OpenSSL ca config, and we will be using the non-intermediate configuration here. Extensions, v3 intermediate ca days 3650, no text, md SHA-256, in intermediate CSR, and out we will have our certificate, intermediate certs, intermediate cert.pem. Let's go ahead and sign the certificate. Yes. Okay. So we have created our intermediate certificate along with the certificate authority and certificate signing request as well. Let's go ahead and quickly verify this. Copy this command. Looks like we got the OK. Everything looks good. Finally, we need to create the certificate chain file. So let's go ahead and concatenate the intermediate certificate and create a chain. So let's do that. Intermediate certs, intermediate cert. Okay. I see. And we are now concatenating with our root certificate. So that would be certs ca.cert.pem, and we are creating our chain. Let's go ahead and verify that that's still there, but first, okay, you can see we have our chain and intermediate certificate. All right, so that's it for part 2. I will be creating part 3, and I will see you there. Thanks. Goodbye.